The digital planning is where it's at. If you were around that long, you're a real one. Planner, I
Baby.
Jesus, why would you do that? Start this video other than, hey y'all, what is up? It is Marissa Nicole and welcome back to my drifting desk where I help you conquer college. That felt really weird.
You help conquer college?
Yeah. Cohen wasn't around for my conquer college days. If you were around that long, you're a real one. I got like my start on YouTube making college videos really. I was making videos way before then, but that's what kind of like blew me up a little bit. Today I'm gonna be walking you guys through a digital planner that I made that is for the college students. And I guess high school students can use it as well, of course, but it's just an academic digital planner. And I'm really excited to show it to you because I think it's gorgeous. I was running off of the same theme that I made my 2023 planner in. So it's all the same like fonts and colorways and all that kind of stuff, which I did just post a video of that planner walkthrough a little bit ago, not that long ago. So I will link that video down below as well, because even though some of the pages are different, if you're wanting an in-depth view at the planner, like seeing where my hand is when I click certain things, watch that video, because today I'm just gonna be screen recording and kind of showing you the different pages for this planner since it is very similar to the other one. So you're not gonna be able to see two of me, mainly because Cohen's vlogging as well and I can't use his camera. So we're just gonna do a little screen recording. You guys can see all the pages that are in this planner, but if you're new to digital planning and you kind of want to see what I'm clicking on, you can watch that other walkthrough because you get like a bird's eye view, a POV view of like what I'm clicking on and where that's taking you. But I would also be interested if you guys want a complete breakdown on how to kind of start your digital planning journey, like how all of this works, how GoodNotes works, how to download the stuff. Like, I don't know, I'm assuming you're watching this because you do digital planning, but I don't know, if you're looking to get into it, let me know if you would like kind of an intro tutorial to the whole thing, because it is my new favorite thing. I used to be a paper planner girly. The digital planning is where it's at. So without further ado, let's just hop right in and I will walk you guys through all the pages and show you what it looks like. This is a planner, like I said, that I made myself, so I will link it down below. It's on my Etsy account. I also make regular digital planners, so not just academic ones. So if you're interested in that, the 2024 version will be out before January, so you guys can keep an eye out for those. I also have digital sticker sets that I use for planning every time that are on my Etsy as well. So all of that will be linked down below. This is your cover page. It looks similar to my 2023 version, of course. It just has 2023 to 2024 on it. The next page that you're going to swipe into is going to be your S1 or semester 1 dashboard. What this is like a catch-all for all of your dates. I would specifically use this page a little differently than I do with a normal planner. For an academic, I would put like finals on here, midterms, like big essays or projects that you have, as well as holidays, days that you're off of school, maybe like when your tuition's due. Like that's what I would use this page for. The inspiration behind these dashboard pages are from like the bullet journal kind of things. I used to do that as well, and I really liked that year at a glance kind of page on my bullet journal. So I try to include that in all of my digital planners now. So we have 9, 8 is going to be a midterm, and you can write in what class it's for, of course. So this side section is just for you to break that down. And then if you do like to color code or use different shapes or whatever, I do have a key in the bottom right hand corner so you can pick what those are. So green could be your holidays, blue is your birthdays, we'll do pink for vacations. You can have a different color for each class. You could just have a different color for midterms and write down which class it's for. But that is the gist of what you would use the dashboard page for. Now going into some of the fun links in the dashboard, because that is what makes digital planning that much better than paper planning, is that all of these pages are hyperlinked, which means you can click on pretty much everything on here and it'll take you to a different page to make planning streamlined, easier. You can hop around much faster. For example, to show you a few of them, on the right hand side you see all of the months and little tabs. All of those are hyperlinked, but that's on every single page, not just your dashboard, but you can jump from month to month through that side piece. In the top right hand corner, you'll see S1 dashboard, S2 dashboard, grocery list, and to-do list. All of those are hyperlinked as well. And we were just in that semester 1 dashboard, but that S2 dashboard will take you to semester 2, a master grocery list that I have linked on every single page. So you can get from your dashboards to the to-do list and grocery list from anywhere that you're at in this planner. planner, and you can organize your grocery list, meal plan on this page. You can use it every week, erase it and reuse it, or you can copy and paste this page along with any other page in the planner as many times as you want. You can move them around. And the same thing with the to-do list. This is just your master to-do list. You could start with making a giant list on the right-hand side and then organizing your giant to-do list into a priority list with things that need to get done as your top priority, should get done as your medium priority, would be nice to get done as a low priority, and things that are not time sensitive that, you know, can get done if you can get there. You can copy and paste this page as many times as you need, or you can just erase it and reuse it. But going back to our dashboard here, on each month you'll also see a column with a W that stands for weeks, and they're going to be numbered on the left-hand side because this is a weekly but also a daily dated digital planner. So you can jump from week to week with these hyperlinks. So that first week of September is week 14. And if I click on that, it'll take me to that weekly page. That of course is the end of August and into September 1st and 2nd. And every month has those hyperlinked. You can jump around from all of those months. Also on the bottom of each month are gonna be the monthly bonus pages that you can hop to. So each month gets a scrapbook page, a budget page, habits and goals, and a reflection page. And so taking a look at November's, for example, if we click on November scrapbook, it's gonna take you to a blank piece of paper. But at the bottom it says, use this page as your monthly mood board, vision board, scrapbook, brain dump, doodle sheet, anything you want. Just let your creative juices flow. So you can use this page however you want it to be. You can copy and paste it, of course. But if you want to get to the other monthly bonus pages, you don't have to go back to the dashboard, because just like in that right-hand corner where you can jump to your lists in your dashboard pages, in the left-hand corner, you can jump through your monthly bonus pages, and these will show up on every single page within that month because, of course, they reflect the month that you're in. So you can hop to the November budget page, which is new and improved from the last planner. Not that the last one wasn't applicable or didn't work, of course, but I heavily used that page, and I just wanted to like tweak some things that I've been doing myself, so I'm hoping that this is also helpful for you guys, so I will walk through it since it is different than the last planner. At the top here, you can write down your starting balance for the month, your ending balance for the month, and the amount of money that you saved that month. Right underneath that, you have an area to track your incomes, so like where your income is coming from, the date that you're getting paid, and the amount, and you can total that up. Below that is where you would keep track of your fixed expenses, which are your bills, which are things that do not go away. You can count on these every single month, so that's your rent, your water bill, your gas bill, your electricity, your phone bill, your car insurance, those kinds of things that you know you're gonna pay every single month are your fixed expenses. And you can list those here, the date that they need to be paid, the amount that they are, and total up how much you're spending in fixed expenses. There's also little check boxes next to it so you can mark off whenever you have, you know, made that payment, keep track of your bills. And then the next area is your expense categories and your variable expenses. So the expense categories is for your variable expenses. We're going to break down every transaction that you make into a category, and you should be doing this before you start spending money because you want to budget those categories. For example, you can make categories for pet expenses. I always have one called for funsies. That's just like fun money, whatever I want to spend it on. You could have groceries, of course, gas for your car, clothing, home decor, coffee, restaurants, fast food, Ubers, bars, like whatever you're spending money on. Be specific with your categories, and this is just a space for you to write those down and then make a budget for that category. So for pets, I budget out $300 every single month. But sometimes you spend above or below your budget. So there's also a column of what you actually spent within that. And then what's new with this section is the plus and minus next to it, which you can use to mark if you were on budget or under budget, above budget, whatever. I also added a color coding system to the left of this table because I found myself at the bottom, it says variable expenses, category, and whatnot. Instead of writing out that category every time, I just use the color and put a line. So this is just so you can color code kind of like a key for all of your expense categories. So when you're writing them down in your variable expenses section, you can just put that color there. And this is kind of like your balancing checkbook section. You're just gonna be writing down every transaction that you do, what category it falls into, the date you made it on, and the amount. And then to the left at the bottom is your monthly review. So we're gonna total up your income, we're gonna total up your fixed expenses, total up your variable expenses, of course subtract those expenses from your income, and you'll be able to see your remaining balance for the month. And you'll see if you're in the negative, if you stayed on budget, if you stayed under budget, all of the above. The next monthly bonus page is your habits and goals page. So with these pages, you're able able to track 6 different habits every single month and mark off whether or not you're completing those every day. You can also track 6 different goals. What is new with this one is that I separated the goals into specific goals. Before, you could just track 4 goals and you can make them whatever you want in the previous 2023 planner. In this one, I wanted to make them specific so you hopefully have an easier time making them. So make 6 goals every single month in these different categories: your personal, your health, your finances, relationships, career, academic. What are goals that you have in each of those categories? And then another thing that is new for this one, of course, because it's an academic planner, is an area to track your sleep and your study. I got a lot of requests to include this in this planner, so I wanted to throw it here on the habit page. And I did add a little blurb underneath it in case you're not sure how to use this, but you would use this like a bar graph and a line graph in one to track how many hours you spend studying and sleeping each day. So I will show you what I mean here. Let's say we make sleep blue, and I'm just gonna kind of make a little key up here myself, because you guys might also have a different way of using this, but this is how I would use it. So we're gonna have study be green, sleep be blue. So this first day, we're just gonna do the first day of September. I slept for 8 hours, which is great. And then the second day, I only slept for 6 hours, and so on and so forth. So let's pretend I'm filling all of this in, and at least just for like the first week to show you how this works. And then we'll go to study. And studying, I studied for, let's say, 5 hours that first day, and then 10 hours the second day, 7 hours, you get the gist. And then you're able to track that if you want to, like a line graph and bar graph, if that makes sense. So you can see if your sleep and your study affect each other. I think that'll be really awesome to see at the end of the month, and I hope that's helpful for y'all. And then the last monthly bonus page that you get is a reflection page, and on here is just a space for you to reflect on the month. We're gonna talk about the wins, the things that you could do better, things that you're proud of yourself for, keep track of like your favorite things that month, kind of like scrapbook style. You can rate yourself that month on like your self-care and social relationships, etc. And then every single month has a different journal prompt that helps you reflect on the month prior or just the month ahead. And I like the journal prompts the best. I've been doing them every month, of course, as I go through the planner. And those would be your monthly bonus pages. We're gonna get into the month in a hot second. So jumping back to our dashboard here, there's another area of hyperlinks and fun pages at the bottom here, which is your semester 1 important pages, which will link you to a masterclass, a class info sheet, an assignment log, and a project outline. And then I did just include this little tip here because someone else requested that there would be like a hyperlink to a website called Syllabuddy, which is something that I used in college that I shared with you guys because it is so life-changing. So I literally added it as a tip. Automatically extract your assignments and due dates from your syllabi and turn them into a Google or Apple calendar using syllabuddy.com. This thing saved my life in college. So I wanted to add that in here in case nobody knows what that is, but it does just what I said it does, and I hope you go check it out because it's amazing, it's free, highly recommend. But let's go through these important pages. So the first one is your master class schedule. So for semester 1, it is just a timetable for you to fill in what you will be doing on a typical week. So you can add in your work schedule, your class schedule, study times, extracurriculars, like whatever you want, and you can reference this. So for example, if you're looking to join another club and they have meetings on Mondays at 6 p.m., you can look at this and see, oh yeah, typically I'm available on Mondays at 6 p.m. And you can plan from 6 a.m. all the way until 11 p.m. Hopefully you don't have anything outside of there because you should be sleeping. But this is like a really useful page, but a very simple one. So instead of going back to that dashboard like we were to click on the next few semester bonus pages, on every single page after your dashboard at the bottom will be links to those semester bonus pages. So every single page in the months, etc., you can always access these super quick, super easy. And we are already on that master schedule one, so the next one is going to be your class info sheet, again for semester 1. And this page is a space for you to list all of your class details for 6 classes that you're going to be taking. So taking a look at the first box here just to kind of show you how this would work. Let's pretend that this is Psych 1100 and my classes are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. You can have your location, which building it's in, which room it's in, your professor's name, their email, where your professor's office is located and what room, etc., and their office hours. And then if your class has a TA as well, you can list their name, their email, where their office is, and what their office hours are as well. So you're keeping track of literally everything. One other thing that I wanted to add here is just a class notes section at the bottom for you to list attendance policies, grade percentage breakdowns, anything pertinent that you don't want to reference a syllabus for every single time you're thinking of it. So for example, If your class says that attendance is mandatory, but you can skip up to 3 classes without it affecting your grade, like write that on here so you remember that, and you can even just put boxes on here and you can mark off whenever you missed classes so you know if you've already used it or not. If you want to write in here that this class allows you to drop your lowest grade, write that in here. Like little tidbits like that I think are super important, and sometimes you forget about it. Now underneath each class are another 2 buttons that are of course hyperlinked, and those are going to take you to those class specific pages, and each class has its own notebook and its own to-do list. Someone else requested that I include, or they thought it would be really cool if with each class it would link you to a to-do list for that class, and I thought that was absolutely genius because then you're able to completely organize each class with all of their assignments. So let's look at that one first because I'm excited for it. It keeps the same color coding system so that it's not confusing for you, but I still left a box up here. Of course, you can write in which class it's for because I don't know what classes you're taking, but I took inspiration from the master to-do list with like the priorities. And so you still have a top priority, medium, low, and not time sensitive for that class. And this can kind of be updated on a daily, weekly basis on the left-hand side. But on the right-hand side, I thought it would be helpful to have kind of like a weekly breakdown. And I know most semesters have either 15 or 16 weeks, so I added 16 just in case. But I was thinking that this section could be used to just keep track of like big things. Let's say your syllabus is like really easy outlined for this class, and you know that each week are like a set amount of things that you need to do. And so you can write that down and kind of keep track of what is needed on a weekly basis, those big ticket items, and then of course mark them off whenever you get that stuff done. That is my thought for this to-do list. I'm hoping that that is helpful because I loved the idea of linking a to-do list for each class. And instead of having to go back to that class info sheet, I linked the notebook on this page as well because that's the second page that you get with each class that you have. So we can jump between the notebook and the to-do list because on the notebook page is a link to the to-do list, but it's just a blank lined piece of paper for you to take notes. You can use this as your actual notebook if you don't want to buy notebooks or whatever, but if you just want to keep everything in one, you can keep your class notes with your class info, with your planner, etc. At the top, you can write in your topic, the date that you're taking it on, whatever, and then just take notes like normal. Again, like every single page in here, you just copy and paste this as many times as you want. Going back to our class info sheet, of course, again, you have that for every single class and it's all color coded so that way you don't get your classes mixed up. After the class information sheet, you have your assignment log. I have made an assignment log in every single academic planner that I've made, and I personally love this style. I made this in my bullet journals and I prefer to work like this. So I'm hoping it's helpful for all of you, but essentially it is just a running to-do list, but in order of date. So you're just gonna write down every single assignment that you ever have for every class in order of when it's due, and then you can mark it off when it's complete. You can even keep track of the grade that you get on it on here, and I just like that because I'm a big list girly. The last academic bonus page or semester bonus page that you have is a project outline or a project planner. I also found this really helpful in my past planners. I did switch it up a little bit, but I took inspiration from the last ones that I've made. Of course, at the top, you're going to put in the project name, the description, the class, like whatever you want to title it, of course. In red, you have your deadline section, so you can keep track of when everything is due. But essentially, this outline just helps you break down your projects into more manageable, small steps. So you're going to break down that large paper, for example, or large biology report into tiny milestones. So if you're talking about a paper, for example, instead of looking at it all as one as the 16-page paper you have to write, let's break it down into picking your paper topic, doing some light research, writing your outline for the paper, writing your rough draft for the paper. Breaking it down makes it more digestible and hopefully less intimidating for you. So you can write out what that milestone is, the deadline that you want to make for that milestone for yourself, because if you don't plan, then you plan to fail. So we're going to plan ahead. We're going to make deadlines for ourselves. And then I added a section for your status of that, which at the bottom is your status key. This is what I have been using, so I'm hoping it's pretty, straightforward for you and you'll know where you're at every step along the way. But if you do need some follow-up or you have questions, I did add a column there for that, so you can write down questions that you have for your professor, or write in there that if you do need to go back to it, like what exactly you need to go back to it for, whatever. And then of course there's just a section for notes for other things that you need to write down on there. there. But that is all of your semesterly like bonus pages, and that just hops us right into the month, which this section is the exact same as the last planner, so we'll kind of move through this kind of quickly. And on this monthly page, you have a section for your to-do list and a monthly reset. So plan something this month that sets your soul on fire because self-care is productive. This is what your weekly page looks like. You have long horizontal boxes to do your planning. I will say I made these boxes bigger, so we did shift everything over from the last planner, so you have more planning space for all of your assignments or extracurriculars or just things that you want to do. You have a top 4 priority list in that right-hand corner, a weekly to-do list, a notes section, and again, a weekly section to pencil in time for self-care. And then something that I really like, again, that was in the last planner, is this monthly view. I kind of like to see where we're at in the month. So I included this on every single weekly page with a little highlighted section of what week you're in within that month, so you can just kind of quick glance of where you're at. And then again, these weeks are hyperlinked, so you can jump from this view to the next week by clicking that 11. You get the gist. And as you move, that little yellow bar will move with you so you know which week you're in. After every single weekly page, you're going to swipe over to an undated daily page. This is also the same in the 2023 version. Nothing has changed. And I made these undated to hopefully take some of the pressure off of using a dated planner, which has worked. A lot of you guys have said that you like that factor because you don't feel pressured into using them. You feel like, obviously with digital planning, you're not wasting pages that you're not using, because I only give you one daily page before you get into the next week. Again, you can copy and paste this as many times as you want to, and if you want a daily page for every single day, do that. But it's just here for the days that you really need to break that down and really like hourly plan, because this is a daily hourly planner. So you have your game plan that you can use from 5 a.m. all the way until 11 p.m. You have your priorities, you have your to-do lists, you have time to pencil in for self-care again. At the bottom, you also have a section to write what you're grateful for, and then a morning, noon, and night section that I included because some people said they wanted like a meal plan section, or they wanted to track their workouts or whatever. So I just made a morning, noon, and night that you can use for whatever is helpful for you. If you want to plan your meals, if you want to plan what workouts you're doing, if you want to plan, I don't know, maybe areas that you want to clean in your house, whatever. And once you make it all the way through the planner, you make it all the way to May, and then you'll get to the end. So you have this nice thank you page and kind of like an about the author kind of page that I added, just in case people find me on Etsy and not from these videos, you don't know who I am. I just want to introduce myself and also say to keep an eye out for future planners. You can follow along on my Etsy, my YouTube, or my Instagram. I'm so excited to share that with y'all, and I want to get this out ASAP because I know that the semester is about to start. So I hope that if you're going into college, this is helpful for you. Comment down below what year you are and where you go to school. I graduated from Ohio State University, so if there's any bucks out there, let me know as well. If you like this planner and maybe while you're using it you find little tidbits that you'd like to make better or you think would flow better, like please shoot a message my way in the comments of this video if you come back to it, or on Instagram, or even on Etsy. All of these planners that I make are always with y'all in mind, and I always have little question bubbles and polls that I do on my Instagram stories to kind of field in responses from y'all that have used them to make each planner better. So you will not hurt my feelings if you message me and say, hey, that assignment log page, I never used it. But if it's in the next one, it's probably because I got other messages that people did use it and love it. So I have to cater to everyone. I try to make everyone happy, but your opinion does matter to me. So send it my way if you have, you know, constructive criticism, some feedback, or, you know, pages that you absolutely love that you want to see come back in the next planner. I hope you guys enjoyed this walkthrough. Like I said, if you want to see it more in depth, I will link that other walkthrough video down below because I did kind of practice on each page and like write on it so you can really see how it works. Just with this one, you're going to see more academic pages. But I'm literally about to edit this video right now and get it up like tomorrow so that you guys can get this in your hands ASAP. So I love you guys so much, more than you will ever know, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.